Hi, my name's Danny and welcome to Lumens. Today we're going to be showing you mac and cheese with a vegan version at the end. Today's mac and cheese is going to be for 2 people, guys. So I'm going to run through the ingredients with you first. You're looking at around 250 grams of dried macaroni pasta, 200 milliliters of milk, 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of butter, 50 grams grated cheddar, 50 grams of gruyere cheese, or you can use anything like a mozzarella maybe that adds a real stringy kind of texture to it, 25 grams of parmesan, teaspoon of American mustard, teaspoon of pepper and a teaspoon of salt, and then a nice pan of hot boiling water on the stove as well. What we're going to do first, we're basically going to bring our water to a boil. I'm going to chuck a really good pinch of sea salt into the water, and then we're going to move on to our sauce first. Get our pan on to a medium heat. I'm going to chuck the 2 tablespoons of butter into the pan. After that, we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of flour and start binding that together. So what I'm looking for here is for the butter and the flour to combine into a paste. If you need to add a little bit more flour, feel free to, just to thicken up. And then we're gonna add the milk into there as well, making sure we continuously whisk. Do about half at a time. Basically just wanna cook it out slowly and then make sure it's nice and smooth. Once the sauce is smooth, we're gonna remove it from the heat, cheese into that, and our American mustard and our seasoning as well for taste. Our gruyere, cheddar, parmesan in as well, followed off by our teaspoon of American mustard. Give that a really good stir now, basically, just to melt the cheese as well. So we're looking for a thick consistency. I want the cheese to melt when we're gonna bake it into the oven. Afterwards, we'll give it a really nice kind of gooey texture, basically, when you've taken it out of the oven. A pinch, you're looking at like a teaspoon of salt. Same again for cracked black pepper, because remember, you can add seasoning at the end as well of your dish and go on top. I'm then gonna add my pasta into the boiling salted water, and we're looking at around 8 to 9 minutes as well. We want it al dente, so it's nicely cooked, but a little bit of texture on there on the bite still. When you've drained your pasta, you basically want to put it straight into your sauce. We want a nice mixture in there. Doesn't matter if there's a small bit of water, because you're just going to loosen the sauce and help it bind, basically. Also, at this point, don't be afraid if it looks a little bit dry, because remember, when it goes into the oven, in our skillet here, obviously the sauce is going to relax. It's going to be nice and cheesy. This is absolutely perfect as it is and really, really tasty. What we'd like to do though is maybe add a few more textures to it on the top. Nice little toasted breadcrumbs all over. A little bit of parmesan as well on the top. So literally a pinch. And then it's ready to go into the oven now, okay? You're looking at around 20 minutes at home at 180, but in our oven it's about 5 to 10 minutes because it's at 350 degrees here at Lumens. So we're gonna take that out of the oven now. I'm gonna go through a few different toppings with you. Obviously, this is your own preference as well. Remember, it can be really simple as it is, or we can pimp it up a little bit as well. First option, so we've got a sriracha sauce there, and that's gonna go with spring onions, parmesan, bit of parsley, and then our third one here, which I like, our buttermilk fried chicken, which you can also find in a video up here. So today's one, we're gonna do the sriracha one, so slightly spicy, really, really good in weather like this when it's nice and cold outside, really comforting, give it a bit of heat, and something different that people might not always do with mac and cheese. Nice generous drizzle all over the top. I'm gonna grab the spring onions, and then that's gonna evenly scatter on top. Now I'm just gonna add a little bit more Parmesan cheese to finish it off. And there we have it, your Lumens mac and cheese, with a little bit of sriracha sauce, spring onions, finished off with cheese. Okay, and now for my vegan option. So the ingredients you're gonna need for the vegan option is 200 milliliters of coconut milk, 50 grams of vegan cheese, salt and pepper. We have 1 pinch of smoked paprika, teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of dried yeast, 2 tablespoons of cornflour. With this one as well, you're gonna need the 250 grams of dried pasta. What we're gonna do first, we're gonna put our pan onto the heat, and very different to our roux sauce that we make where we do it in stages. This one is literally all the ingredients get put in together. We whisk it in, basically make sure that there's no lumps in there as well, and then we melt the cheese. After that, what we're gonna do is add the cooked pasta into the sauce and do the same method as we did with the normal mac and cheese here. So once all the ingredients have gone into the pan, what I want to do, I want to whisk it up. This is basically to make sure there's no lumps in there as well, and heat it up obviously slightly, just exactly like the roux basically does. And this you want to be on a medium heat. With the corn flour in there and obviously the yeast as well, it will start to thicken up. Give it a little taste, make sure it doesn't need any more seasoning. So for me, that needs a touch more salt. The reason why as well is because coconut obviously is quite sweet. You just need to take that away from it. It's taken about 2 minutes onto there. I'm then gonna add my 250 grams of cooked pasta. I'm gonna start stirring it. Again, make sure it's a nice even stir and it's coated well. Into the skillet it goes. Now I'm just gonna top my vegan mac and cheese with a little bit of breadcrumbs again, like the first one, and some extra vegan parmesan on top as well. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this into the oven. Again, exactly the same like the first one. So you're going at 180 for around 20 minutes. We're looking for a nice golden color on top and the crispy breadcrumbs. Take it out of the oven, be careful, it's really hot. Then all we're gonna do, we're gonna garnish it with a couple of little bits. I've opted for on this one, a little bit of vegan parmesan and then a little bit of parsley as well. Nice generous sprinkle. And there is your vegan mac and cheese. Now let's give them both a taste. Rob?
That's a yes from me. The breadcrumbs are really good on top.
And then I'm gonna try the vegan one. Let's give this a whirl. C'est magnifique. I really like this one, really like it, just because it's so simple and flavour, especially with the coconut milk in there. Something a little bit different.
Yeah, I think even if you weren't a vegan, that would be a winner.
It's our normal mac and cheese, and that's our vegan mac and cheese. Give us a like, subscribe, and comment below. And thanks for watching.
And hold it. And hold it. How long should we do this for? No, I'm joking.